He's gone. Mauricio Pochettino has been sacked by Chelsea Football Club after winning 5 on the bounce, jumping 5 league positions in the space of 2 months and securing Europa League football. Mauricio Pochettino has been sacked. That is mental. You're going to read that it was by mutual consent. But the only thing mutual about this was clearly the board saying to Mauricio Pochettino, no, you will not dictate what we do in the transfer market. You'll not have any control over that. And ultimately, this season's not been impressive enough. I kind of understand it, like, to an extent of this season hasn't been impressive enough. And yes, we finished it strong. 5 wins on the bounce, 6 good performances on the bounce. But possibly the damage had already been done. But if the damage had already been done, why did we not get rid of Pochettino after Arsenal? Why did we wait? I can't believe this. I actually am lost for words. When this ownership got rid of Thomas Tuchel, I was shocked. I was disappointed. But I can't say I was completely surprised. Form under Thomas Tuchel had been rocky. We hadn't been playing that well. And the Champions League win had been papering over a lot of cracks in the Premier League. We felt like we should have been competing with Liverpool and Manchester City. And for a couple of seasons in the Premier League, we really weren't. We got rid of him. We bought him a young, progressive manager in Graham Potter. And then we got rid of him mid-season. And I honestly did not think that this was the direction we were going to go in anymore. You know, there were so many times in this season that we thought, okay, Mauricio Pochettino could well be out of a job after this game, after the next game, if things don't turn around. And we stuck by him all season. And now he's gone. And the worst bit about this is that we are now, apparently, in the search for a replacement with a young and progressive coach to be targeted. Among the names likely to be considered will be Stuttgart's Sebastian Hoeneß, Girona's Michel, whoever that is, Girona manager, Kieran McKenna from Ipswich, I don't know, and Enzo from Leicester City. What the fuck's going on with this football club, man? I can't believe this. Look, it ain't Jose Mourinho being sacked. Maybe it's not Frank Lampard being sacked in his first stint. But to sack Mauricio Pochettino hours after he secured us Europa League football. We understand that this season was not good enough, man. But then when you look at it and say, well, you jumped from 12th to 6th. I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say here. I actually don't know what to say to you guys. But Mauricio Pochettino has been sacked as Chelsea manager. And I think that you found out there exactly what the board's stance on challenging them is. And it is no tolerance to it. No tolerance to challenging the board. You cannot turn around as manager of Chelsea Football Club anymore and say that I need the board's backing in the transfer market. Those times are gone. And I'll tell you what, I don't know, man. If a manager had come out and spoke negatively against Roman Abramovich, I think that they would have maybe seen the same fate. But the difference is this. Roman Abramovich came into Chelsea Football Club and improved it. And these owners haven't. They really, honestly haven't. We are miles off where we used to be. And for this season, we were so disappointed, so disheartened and so deflated at the way that things had gone. But towards the back end of the season, we had started to turn things around. The second half of the season, I think we were 4th in the form table. From Boxing Day onwards, I think we were 4th in that form table. Key players were starting to perform. We were starting to see key differences within the team. Patterns of play, which is something that I spoke about earlier on. I was starting to rock up to Stamford Bridge on a match day, potentially understanding what I was going to expect and what I was going to see from a Chelsea side, which is more that can be said over the past 2 years. These owners need to get this right. We need to get this appointment so right. Because I can see a potential outcome where in years to come, we're talking about this as being a real mistake. What next for Mauricio Pochettino? Where does he go? Does he jump straight into management? He had an interview, didn't he? Was it an interview he had? Or he was considered for the Man United job before Ten Hag was appointed? That job's going to become available. Are they going to get him in there? Who are Chelsea going for? Like, Chelsea fans, can you tell me now, out of the names that I just read out, the Stuttgart manager, the Girona manager, Kieran McKenna, and Enzo from Leicester, do any of these names excite you? Who would it? I mean, for me, it's sort of got to be Ruben Amorim if it's going to be any of them. And even with Ruben Amorim, I'm just going on Mourinho vibes. He's a young Portuguese man, and I don't know, man. This is probably the worst video that I'm ever going to put out off this channel in terms of there's no prep, there's no nothing. I'm rambling here. But I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that. I honestly wouldn't have been shocked if multiple times in the season Pochettino had been axed, but after finishing the season in the way he did, to then do that. These lot are fucking clueless, aren't they? Is that just me? Am I being too emotional here? They're fucking clueless. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't know, man. Like, look. Mike Tyson's fighting Jake Paul soon. And we all understand that Mike Tyson, in his prime, in his heyday, would kill Jake Paul, right? But now, this version of Mike Tyson, unfortunately, is not the Mike Tyson that it used to be. And I'm sorry, people ain't going to like this, but this version of Chelsea Football Club is not a Chelsea Football Club that it used to be. And under Mauricio Pochettino, we were starting to salvage back a little bit of identity. And I'm not going to throw the baby out the bathwater here and say that our next appointment couldn't be better. We could bring in a manager that could do a better job than Mauricio Pochettino had done this season. But we could have another transition season where this manager is not able to gel the players he wants together, where he's not potentially given the players that he's going to want in the transfer market, and where there is a massive transitional season. And if we finish another season without getting into the Champions League, you do realise financially we're going to be in a very, very weak position. I was excited for next season, man. I'd seen enough of Mauricio Pochettino to go, do you know what? We've had our ups and downs. We've weathered the storm a few times, but I'm going to get behind him and back him next season. And yes, I want to see a good start, but I've got a bit of faith in the manager in the dugout now. I've grown a bit of a connection to him. And just like that, he's gone. Something has to have seriously happened behind the scenes here for these lot to get rid of Mauricio Pochettino. And I'm very interested to understand what the feeling amongst the Chelsea fan base is right now. And I'm sure you lot are going to tell me in the comment section, because I don't know how to feel. And if anything, I think I'm very much holding back on what I want to say here. Mauricio Pochettino spent 1 year as Chelsea manager and then he's gone. I don't know, man. I've got a way more pessimistic feeling around this move than I have an optimistic feeling right now. They say sometimes you don't know what you got until it's gone, and I really, really hope that Chelsea don't live to regret this decision. I really, really hope we don't get off to a bad start to next season, find ourselves in a very vulnerable position, and find ourselves in a position where we're looking at sacking another manager. Fuck knows, man. You lot tell me what you think.